Welcome to Porto Sol San Remo. This is the wonderful place where the boat show usually tries out the yachts from the English boatyard Princess. And this is the S65. I can tell you that it's not just a boat, it's lots of boats put together. It looks like a coupe, but it has a fly too. It's modern, but at the same time has this splendid classic elegance about it. It's wide, but I think it might go quite quickly too. So have Princess managed to get the best of all worlds here? Looking at the lines, the slope of the bow, the long windows, you could say aggressive-looking windows in the deckhouse, you might think this is a pretty sporty boat. But then, just look up a bit. There's the flying bridge. This type of bridge is known as a sport fly, and it's not that little. Everyone that the boat can possibly carry can also sit up here, sunbathe, cook, eat, relax. The space at the bow is multifunctional and comfortable, not just to relax on the sun deck and the sofa, but it's good for lunch too, because you can add a table. It might seem strange, but not all yachts have a storage compartment here, but it's good for ropes and fenders, and there's a handrail on the inside of the deck, so it's safer. The third sun deck is at the stern, and you don't need to make it bigger. It's already big and designed well. The table folds to double in size. Underneath there's a garage that can house a 330cm tender, if you want to keep the submersible platform clear. May I invite you in? The owner of this boat has personalised the living area and done one side grey and the other one white. This setup with the kitchen that makes the indoor-outdoor experience seem one. It's also what most owners seem to do, and you often find this serving unit too. You've got a dishwasher, microwave, 4 ceramic hob plates and extendable table. There's a container on the side for glasses and a cooler that goes with the kitchen units. For obvious construction reasons, the cabins are below here. The living area at the bow is raised and has room for a small coffee table, and the pilot's area has 2 luxurious armchairs that really go well with the other furniture. Driving from the inside means you feel a lovely breeze. Let me show you 3 technical things: the emergency exit on deck, the device that measures the temperature of the exhaust, the first warning that the engines are overheating, and an alarm of petrol contamination. They're the most dangerous things that can happen in terms of the power supply system. I don't know what the first thing is that a yacht owner looks at on a boat like this. For me, the machine room and the helm are first. Then I'd look at the main cabin. This one is obviously as wide as the hull. There's a sofa opposite a wardrobe unit. You can decide on wood type and finish yourself, satined or polished. And the bathroom? It's at the stern, almost perfect, even if Italians would like to see more in it.
Anche con I motori in moto, a bordo c'è un'atmosfera ovattata.
Even with engines running, it's very quiet. That's why. The sound absorber here too. In the most traditional setup, at the top, you'll find a very impressive guest cabin, good for noisy guests, to keep them well away from your cabin. There are another 2 cabins along the sides, one with twin beds that join together and the other one has a bunk bed. Or that one could just be for storage with 1 bed above. Too high? There's a step to get up there. A crew cabin is optional.
Quali sensazioni vi aspettereste di provare al timone di uno yacht come questo?
How do you think you'd feel if you were driving a yacht like this? It's 20 meters long, 4 meters wide and 30.5 tons dry weight with a flying bridge. Probably quite good. Let's go.
Dodici nodi, plana, alza un po' la
12 knots. We're planing. The bow is up. We're lifting a little, then stretching out and speeding ahead, like a fast open.
Di solito alla guida di imbarcazioni come queste non ti aspetti una simile reazione.
This isn't normal for a boat like this. These are boats made for calm sailing. You know, cruising at about 15-20 knots at most. Full speed may be getting up to 25-30 knots. Not this one though.
In effetti abbiamo 2 motori MAN diesel a 12 cilindri a V.
In fact, we've got 2 V12-cylinder MAN diesel engines on here. Powerful? Yep. 1,400 horsepower each. Practically double what other yachts in this category have.
Quali sono I vantaggi? Intanto che potete scegliere su.
So, what advantages do more powerful engines bring? Well, you can choose from a much wider range of speeds. And then if you sail at a normal cruising speed of 20-25 knots, you're not stressing the engines, which means, of course, that going that speed, petrol consumption isn't higher.
Quindi questa scelta è positiva. Sì, però.
So are these engines the right choice? Yes, but beware. If you have engines this powerful, you're more inclined to go fast, like I'm doing right now, which means higher petrol consumption. At this point, there are things to think about. Firstly, petrol costs. Well, that's not a problem for me. This isn't my boat. Secondly, how far are we going to get? Well, that's not a problem either. The gas tank holds 4,100 litres, so full speed ahead.
Immagino che I motori si stiano riposando.
I imagine the engines are idling, like me more or less. They're doing 1,560 revs and we're doing 20 knots. It's a gorgeous day today. The Ligurian Sea has given us the gift of a really flat sea, which hardly ever happens. And we're quite away from max cruising revs, just 1,860 revs a minute, but we're doing 26 knots. We know that Princess makes its boats so they're ready to sail in any and every condition, thus with deep hulls.
Ecco, questa è la dimostrazione. Guardate che rapidità di virata.
And this proves it. Look how fast it turns and the skid angle.
Secondo me hanno ragione loro. Meglio accettare qualche grado di.
I think they're right. Better to have a bit more roll but be able to sail well, comfortably, even if the sea is a little more difficult to manage.
Questa postazione è fantastica per navigare sotto costa perché la
This is such a great place to sail beside the coast. Visibility is great and you reign over the sea from up high, watching out for any eventual little telltale signs.
E bisogna stare attenti perché Siamo a 30.
And you need to watch all the time, because going 31.5 knots, 32 is maximum cruising speed, 2,100 revs a minute. You need to keep looking forward, which isn't the usual thing you do on a boat like this. But this is fast, and can go even faster. How fast? Let's see.
Avrebbero dovuto farla più aerodinamica. La presa al vento è notevole.
They should have made it more aerodynamic. You can really feel the pull of the wind. The CX counts too when you're going this fast. We're going 37 knots, 2,360 revs a minute.
Il Princess S65 è un 20 metri, molto comodo con...
The Princess S65 is a 20-metre yacht with 4 cabins and a flying bridge which is very easy to drive. Now, I'm not saying it's cheap. Well, you could save a bit by choosing a smaller engine, but I wouldn't.